The Martian, a best-selling novel written by renowned author and computer scientist Andy Weir, is an amazing adaptation of a survival story using the scientific method. The book was so successful that it was eventually turned into a very famous movie, The Martian, starring Matt Damon in 2015. The plot of The Martian is as follows. Paul Watney and the rest of the Ares 3 crew were sent down onto Mars by NASA to research the grounds of Mars and to see how colonizable the planet is. They set up a hab and a learning station on this planet. But after a terrible sandstorm, Paul Watney was presumed dead by the crew as they saw a pole go through his chest and they abandoned his dead body on Mars because they believed he was dead. But when morning came, Paul Watney was in fact not dead, woke up and managed to carry himself to what was remaining on Mars by the Ares 3 team. The Hab. In the Hab, Paul Watney managed to use only his imagination and his botany skills to survive. He did a good job. He survived 2 whole years before he eventually got rescued. He managed to use his botany skills to create an infinite food source in potatoes using an oxygenator and human fertilizer. He managed to get rescued by that original Ares 3 mission team. What was the main theme of The Martian? I think that the main theme of The Martian that Andy Weir was trying to convey was survival, but more specifically, the human instinct to survive. Andy Weir represents this theme through 3 main forms throughout the novel. The recurring factors are the life cycle of plants and its relation to survival and human life, Andy Weir pushing his religion onto the reader through form of Paul Watney, and no relation to God and a higher power when it comes to Paul Watney's survival, and the true purpose of space exploration. The life cycle of plants representation of life and survival in The Martian. One of the main reasons Paul Watney even manages to survive his experience on Mars is because of his botany background. Watney manages to plant these potato farms out of human fertilizer, leftover potato seeds, and an oxygenator. Clearly very unlikely. The mere existence of these plants, even the fact that they fully grow and turn into food ready for consumption, is so unlikely, yet represents a will to live and live out their entire life. I think that Andy Weir was trying to use these plants as a metaphor for human life in The Martian. Paul Watney would also often cheer on his plants and encourage them to grow, giving them lifelike features. The purpose of this was to further relate these plants to human life. Andy Weir did a great job creating the plant's life as a metaphor for Paul Watney's life. They're trying their best to live out their entire life, even though the likelihood of their survival is almost impossible, just like Paul Watney. The next way that the theme of human instinct of survival is represented is through the true purpose of space exploration in Ares 3 itself. The entire purpose of Ares 3 was to send a team of 5 astronauts onto Mars, collect information, and send it back to Earth. The ultimate goal of this, and space exploration in general, is to collect enough information to know if a planet is habitable or not, so that our humans on Earth could eventually colonize it and live on it, as our planet is actually dying and we need to move to a new planet. The instinct of survival is used that we're researching and finding brand new planets to survive on and colonizing it. Our human race and instinct is so strong that we're going to leave our entire planet and maybe even solar system to further expand the existence of the human race. The third and final form that Andy Weir conveyed the theme of human instinct of survival was that he did not use religion beliefs or faith in the novel to enhance the significance of the human will to survive. Instead of relying on religion and faith, Andy Weir wanted to focus on the science aspect of survival. At one point in the novel, Paul Watney says, when referring to Mars, "I am not going to die here, not even God could kill me." This is clearly a reference made by Andy Weir to put science and human will over the power of God, which is very, very significant and consistent with Andy Weir's beliefs, as he has said that he's agnostic.